Welcome. We're live. It's the Redbane Guild, your friends. And also Mirwin, which is a joke that I make sometimes. All right. Um, Ended up last session. You guys wrangled up the rogue snow elves, killing their leader,
Yeah, those
and
guys suck.
rounding up the rest of his zealots, along with the Firbolg, laying siege to their island until they gave up, and you escorted them back to Yanmar. And that's where you are now, in Yanmar, in the house of Jofira, where she has just handed you the key to the Vault of Ages. So there you stand in her home, and this thing is heavy in your hands, Bu.
Oh yeah, it's the circular thing. That's right.
Yes, you will find the diagram of that on there.
So going down to the vault and all that is all good, but where are we supposed to find this thing?
The vault, it is not easy to find, but
Right, good.
I will show you the way. I will tell you the way. You will be able to find it with a bit of wisdom. But let us speak of that in the morning. For now, go to the home of Thicket. In the morning, have breakfast, and then come speak with me. You've
Yeah,
done
okay.
enough for today. It is time you rest.
Fine.
You too, Brecken,
Sounds good.
head along. Come back to mine in the morning as well. We shall continue our studies. Brecken nods. You've shown me so much, I cannot tell you how excited I am to learn even more. And she says, all in time. So you guys head out of there?
Yeah.
We head out of there.
All right, you head out of there, back down through town, through those little, the path, the Desire Path streets, back to where you remember Thicket's home is. And approaching the door, it opens, and he says, "I saw you coming. So you come for the night then? Another night?
Yeah, we
Another
will
night.
stay
Oh, very good.
at least one more night with you.
In." And
Then we shall
again,
die on the road.
and again, very hospitably, Thicket serves you and makes sure you're comfortable and lays out bedspreads for you and all. And you sleep for the night and awaken the next morning to that light sound of chimes ringing out through the village as the sun rises, and it is Asher's Day, the 27th of Red Moon. And once again, as is tradition, he feeds you a hearty breakfast. And what do you all do next? Have you finished up in your delicious feed?
So Brecken,
Yes.
what have you learned as we were gone?
Well, we learned that we examined some of the text, translated a bit more of it, and basically, some of what we learned was definitely a location tied to that. You remember the depiction of the shard that fit the one that we have.
Yeah.
There was a location tied to it, and it specifically said the Vault of Ages, which is the ancient name that the Firbolg have for this place that's beneath the land here. So
Gotcha.
it's absolutely the same thing. It's got to be. Shafira said that this vault, it's a place that no one goes, and none have for many years, centuries perhaps. The Firbolg go nowhere near it, and if travelers go near it, well, there's not really travelers, but if they have not come back from the vault, or even if they get in the vault. But it appears they don't get in the vault, right? Because she's had the key all this time. So I don't know what happens to those who go near it. But there's definitely location tied to it. And I imagine when we continue, when we continue to tomorrow, I think we're going to examine my tome and look at the depiction of Vissa's shard and see if there was an original location tied to that before Delara came into possession of it.
Interesting. So we're looking
Lara
at.
was your grandmother?
No, his mother.
Your mother?
Delara was my mother, and well, she was so old, we know not how she came into possession of it. It was around the time of the breaking where she got it, but she never did tell her story. But perhaps the book will tell more of it.
Gotcha. So we're looking at the original place that this shard was located. It hasn't been moved or anything like that.
It seems that that's the case, because Delara's shard was definitely moved because she acquired it, but it appears that this piece has been there much longer.
Hmm.
Yeah, interesting.
Now that I don't exactly have an explanation for, but hopefully the book will shed some more light on that.
What about the pin? Did you find anything out about the pin?
The pin, she showed me the depiction, but she has not explained to me yet what it means. And perhaps she does not know either, but that's on the list.
What were you saying, View?
Well, I was going to see if you knew anything more specific about what kind of dangers surrounds this place that we're going to be going. The phrase "none have returned" is pretty ominous, and
I imagine Torbold had good
is.
reason not to go there.
She has not spoken anything of that to me. She's rather tight-lipped when it comes to the vault itself or what's around the vault. I don't know if she wants to test you all or just see if you can get in. If you're like, I don't know, worthy or something. I'm just spitballing here.
I'm tired of being tested.
yeah, me too.
Well,
Worth.
I am about to, but if this is the way, this is the way. But you could always ask her. I don't know.
Very
It's
well.
it's just like it's a little freaky, thinking that we're just going to go in and poke around a little bit, hopefully not die.
If it's not dying in the road, it's dying in a whatever the Vault of Ages is. Pit of some sort. I imagine it's deep beneath the ground.
Okay.
Deep in the soil.
Dungeon.
Ancient dungeon for a ancient fortress.
Well, she says that they. I don't know if I said this, but they don't know who constructed the Vault of Ages. It was just there.
Of course.
Even when the
So
Firbolg first settled it.
Before the Frobolg, interesting.
And do we know how long the Furbolg have been here?
Longer than the giants, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how long they've been here. It's been certainly millennia.
Oh,
Suppose we should go to Jophiris?
yes.
Yeah, see if we can eke out any last information, then maybe head back to the shop and get some more of that tearful nightshade that seemed to be so useful, and then dive into the unknown. Yeah, Worth?
Do we have anything to trade for that?
We could always hope that they would give us some pro bono for all the good work that we've done. Otherwise, I could probably give away something. Did we grab any of the? No, we didn't. Any of the weapons from the elves?
Just that one sword.
It looks like you've got a bow now.
Yeah, but this is for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's probably going to be more useful as a bow than a trading weapon.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what it will become of the rest of those zealots that they rounded up.
Yeah. That is certainly something to be curious about. I'm sure that the Fyrbolg will tackle them logically.
They seem very fair and compassionate people. but
That they do.
likely firm.
I don't know much about their justice system, but I guess we're about to find out.
Yeah. Well, you'll be
Perfect, yeah.
around them while this happens, so let us know what they end up doing, yeah?
I will. So after breakfast, Thicket lets you out of his home, and
Thanks,
and
Thicket.
oh, of course, breakfast. I hope you enjoyed. Really, I very much hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you for that, but also thank you for just letting us go like we're dogs that needed to go to the bathroom.
Hopefully, I don't get
you might have to go out there.
diarrhea at the wrong time again.
Yeah.
He walks outside as well, stretches in the morning air, and it is right about now that you hear a horn blast. And Thicket looks excited. He goes,
What now?
"Oh, that means he's here! He's here! Dorbinan is here!"
Who is that?
And he looks at you like you're supposed to know what that means.
Oh, yes, of course.
It's Dorbinan. He's here. He's not come for a while. Oh, you don't know about Dorbinan.
No, I
Clearly,
can't say
we
that we
don't.
do.
Then you keep hearing this chime, this horn sound, and Thicket just merrily goes off in the direction of the horn blasts, as kind of just looking back.
I follow him because
Yeah, I guess
as
we
well.
might as well.
See what all
When
the
you-
excitement's about.
When you reach the other side of town,
We've reached the other side of town.
you see many other Furbolg, kind of just streaming. It seems toward this sound, and the first thing you see, entering from the west, is this very odd, very large, house-sized carriage
Hmm.
drawn by two immense bears.
Like the bears are pulling it.
Yes,
Like they are they have
They
a
are.
yoke across them.
They have,
Okay.
these two bears have a big yoke across them. They are pulling along this near house-sized carriage, and they have silvery fur and massive, muscled forms, and this thing rattles along. And people begin to gather around it as it makes its way into town. You don't see any Furbolg or anything, but you see some motion in front of that, or behind that glass window at the front there. You see that
Mm-hmm.
in the picture, and you see someone sort of waving out of it. After a couple more minutes in a clearer spot, the cart comes to a stop, and a second passes and the main door opens, and out steps a beagle Furbolg, and he's got this gray skin,
God, he's handsome.
hair
Oh my word.
hair like this, the golden rings, nose ring earrings, and he says, "I'm back. It's good to be back. Hello, everyone." And everyone says, "Hello, Dorbinal." And he looks and sees you four small folk, and he says, "Well then, small folk, I don't get to see you all that often. Why? What brings you here? What fortune that I see you all here. Who are you? Names. Come." And he comes and he sort of embraces each one of you. Oh, all my short little dwarven friend. Ho ho! Oh, it's lovely to meet all of you.
Oh,
I
yeah,
Hello.
it's nice to meet you as well, I suppose.
Excuse my manners, I must introduce myself. I am Dorbinal the Wayfarer. Or you can just call me Dolby.
Dolby.
That's what the children like to call me sometimes, Dolby. I'm obviously I'm a merchant by trade, and I have just returned from a trip yonder to the giant country. I have acquired goods of theirs, and indeed of all across the world, from their trades with the orcs and the elves and others, and I've come and brought it back to share with the good people about here.
That's very
Yeah.
kind of you.
Yeah, that might actually be fortuitous for us.
Are you all interested? Are you all interested in something?
We would love to look at what you have at the very least.
Oh, but let's wait on it. Shall we wait on it? Let's wait on it. To the I have heard ahead from a scout that there's going to be a bonfire tonight. And Thicket says, "Oh yeah. It's going to be a bonfire."
We have to party before we all die in the vault.
Increasing the chance of being left behind by Larkspur.
You all sound like you're going into quite some sort of adventure. What can you share it with me?
Oh yeah, we're going down into the vault.
Very long story.
Wait, stop! I wish to hear about it around the bonfire.
Yeah.
How about that? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go into town and eat, and you all meet me at the bonfire tonight at about 7. Yes. And he
Very
goes
well.
and cavorts about with all of the other guests. And
I kind of lean over to Bew. I don't trust him.
No,
something-
why not?
You don't trust anybody.
Nah, maybe.
Why are you getting odd feelings about him? He's not anything.
Everyone around here is a very modest means. They all seem to work together, and none of them are rich. And now we see a rich Furbolg, it seems.
you notice Thicket bending down, like next to you guys.
Listening in.
He's like,
Hello,
what?
Thicket.
You don't not trusting him? Why? Why ever not?
I don't want to call you naive. That's the wrong word, Thicket. But
You're a very kind and trusting person.
you are. In our culture, you must understand that sometimes if a person, an individual, is a little bit on the fringes of what is norm, or they stand out a little bit, it's common to question where they're coming from. Now, we don't personally know Dorbinal very well, and from what we've seen of the Furbolgs, he doesn't quite match up. So from our culture, we are a little bit, well, Warith is. I am not wary of this one, but you must understand that his wariness comes from probably an area of where he's been hurt by situations like this before. Is nothing against Dorbinal. He could be nice. We don't know.
Right at this point, you observe Fenwick coming up from behind, and he puts a hand on Thicket's shoulder and says, "Well, I've heard what you all did last night without me. Sounds like fun."
How does he look? Is he?
Sorry, you missed it.
He looks a little rough, but none worse for the wear. He's up and about. He's still bandaged, but wow. But you see, he's still got that bracer on with the serpent form, or the vine form on it.
I point to it and said, that could have come in handy.
I take a step away from him.
Yeah, what's the deal with that thing?
Oh, it did come in handy, did it not?
It did.
Bit at least. Could have been a little earlier had I not got. I perceived them then. I got shot through that arrow. It's good to have around.
Yes. What is it?
It's disgusting. It is some sort of dark magics. Wareth, you should be able to pick that out very easily.
This is a source of some strength, I suppose. I use it, I connect with it, and then, if I must, I can draw upon it. And I needed to the other day. It's just something
Okay,
I've had
that
for many years.
answers none of the questions I had, but I'm glad
Well,
it's been useful.
You
know,
didn't happen to get it down in the vault, did you? Because in that case, we're not going.
I heard you go down to the vault. No, no one's been in the vault. I've never been there. That's really, it blows my mind that you actually will be going down there. That first time for everything, I suppose. But no, this I got this many years ago. Received it from my father, and like I said, it's look at it. Does it look evil?
Doesn't look evil to me. Look rather useful.
Runs a finger along it. Saved us a bit the other day.
Yes.
Anyhow, what were you all speaking of before I came up?
Oh, Dorbanal is here.
Ah, Dulbinal. He's a strange one at that, isn't he?
What can you tell us about him?
I point at Worth.
Dulbinal. He's a bit. Well, he's a bit unconventional. He doesn't stay in one place. I'm sure I mean, there he goes with it. That
Yeah.
immense thing with the bears and all. He likes to travel from here through the land of the giants, and he actually likes to trade with the giants for things from outlanders, and additionally the giants' goods themselves. So he is often in possession of some very exotic stock from places that we here in the Aer Taure rarely see. And he values things in a bit of a different way than we do. Sometimes I hear when he deals with the giants, sometimes he's finicky with his payment. He'll take their beads, but sometimes he wants gold, sometimes he wants silver, sometimes he wants to barter, sometimes he wants to use intermediaries to trade with outlanders because he does not want to reveal himself. The ways he does business are not the ways we usually do business.
He's
Yeah.
a little bit more worldly, you would say.
I suppose you could say
Outlandery.
Yes, he's less like the Firbolg and more like more like you. Not
Yeah,
to be
I was about
not,
to say he
not
sounds.
not an offense, but
No, no, he sounds like us. He sounds like he would do well on maybe a different land if you didn't want to give yourself away.
He
likely
sounds
would.
like someone who is not satisfied with his lot in life and where he lives and what he is, and that can be dangerous.
Warith,
You may have the right of it.
I hate Warith.
Do you
I
know this
wonder-
from personal experience?
Well, no, I was
Yes.
thinking a different thing. I was thinking we might have something to gain by offering him passage on our ship.
But couldn't we cause more harm to the actual friends we've made here?
We might. It would be something for him to consider, yeah.
Are you guys kind of saying this aside so that they don't hear you?
Kind
Not
of like,
really?
not really.
Really? Okay. You just get kind of a curious look from Kenwick and Thicket.
I turned to Kenwick and Thicket. Not that, like, obviously, if it was needing to be a secret that you all live here, I know that you have done a lot of work. We would take that into consideration and maybe
We would-
even rescind that offer. But
We definitely put your safety and secrecy above whatever gain we would get from it.
Well, thank you for that. Sure, thank you.
yeah, we could,
I'm sure you're trustworthy.
he probably would see great value in being able to trade and use a ship like that.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure that he would indeed see that.
What sort of things do you think we would need in this adventure down here?
It's giving me it's giving me some bad feelings, I'll tell you, honestly. We are about to go into some place where we know for a fact no one has been for a while. 2, people go and don't return. 3, has ancient secrets. 1 and 3 are about the same, but we could find just about anything down there. It could be anything from a locked cave that is treacherous to get to endlessly downwardly spiraling dungeon that is made to kill travelers. Like it's before the Firbolgs. They did not build it.
Yeah. I don't know how nasty it could be.
So what we could need is anything. Anything, honestly. Weapons, tools, healing. I would really like to get another thing of Tearful Nightshade. I was pretty happy with the 3 that I got. I was thinking that was a lot, but you got a whole bulb.
Yes.
I want a whole bulb myself.
I did
I
some looking,
think
some research, and apparently pearls are worth a lot more than I thought.
yeah, they're worth a lot. I think it would be good for Mirwin to have a whole bulb for herself. So if we can't do some sideways trading, I think today we should be that should be our goal before we start to spend gold on Dorbanal, is to maybe do a little bit of side questing for the Sundry shop owner and see whatever we can do to get the other 2 bulbs that she has. I think that would be a good
Nick looks
use of our
down. What do
time
I
today.
have for these losers?
I think he's taking notes.
I've got it.
Yeah, I think that should be our day until the bonfire.
Kenwick kind of says, "Well, that's I guess what you need to know for now. I'm going to go and check with Yanyaros, see what he's got in mind for the cultists." And
Yeah.
he bids you farewell.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Well,
Brecken,
soon.
why don't you go ahead? We'll come see you in just a little bit because we want to talk with the lure speaker to see as much information as we can get on the vault. But we're going to, unless Wareth, you want to go do that now, I would really like to go back to the Sundry ship and acquire those other 2 bulbs.
I'll go back to Jofirus and I'm eager to get back to work.
We'll meet you
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Sounds good. He heads off.
We go to the Sundry shop if that's okay with the other 2 in the party.
Well,
I would also, after that, I'm curious about the blacksmith we saw earlier,
oh,
or that I guess Worth didn't see, but Bew told us about.
Yeah, I told you about it. He seemed simple. I don't know if he could do anything special or if he had anything, but we might as well go see.
Yeah, find out. I wish I had brought that armor set with me, but I think it's on the Larkspur.
that would have been a lot to haul around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we left the cart with all the stuff, which we didn't bring much with us. We might need to pick up rations. I can imagine running out of food down there would be bad. I think I have only a few days left.
And there's probably not any game to hunt in there.
No. Rats at most, yeah. Unless we want to resort to eating whatever baddies are down there. If there are even baddies down there.
Maybe Thicket can give us some suggestions on.
Yeah.
If it's still with us.
If we go out into the forest, we should hunt game.
Thicket headed off along with Kenwick. He bid you farewell and went with Kenwick. So it's just you for now. Just you 3 now. As Brecken has left to see Jafira.
Thicket
I
mix.
guess off to the Sundry shop.
All right, you head back through town a little bit, up to that particular tree, to the second tier, smallish home of where Leonora has her small sundries shop, and she sees you all and says, "Oh, it's good to see you again. What can I do for you today?"
Well, we would like to purchase the other two bulbs of nightshade that you have, but we either aren't sure what you would like, or we would like to do something in order to acquire it in trade, favor for trade.
The other two bulbs. I mean, that's my whole supply.
Yeah.
That's a
We might
lot.
not need all of them.
I think we would like
How
all
many
of
did
them.
you get the other day? I believe I sold you 18 of them, did I?
Warith had a whole bulb, and
That's
I got
that's
3.
okay. That was 15. That's 3, so that's 18. So I have 15, 12. Yes, I have a few left.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I suppose name your price on those. We would like to take them from you, for fair trade.
Well, 27 of these. They're quite valuable. As I said, they were rare. You have to have herbalists go out and collect them. What have you to trade?
We
More,
have the
more
skills to pay the bills. Yeah. If you need something done, we will do it happily. Other than that, gold, which you've already said that you aren't too interested in. Warith has a sword. I don't know if he's interested in handing that over right now.
If you're interested in it, I suppose.
Let me see it. Takes the sword and is this is the short sword?
I think it was a long sword from
From
the
the-
elf lord.
Oh, the long sword. Yeah, yeah. She says it's good make. I could part with some of them for this. I could. I believe. I think I could part for. I could part with 5 of them for this.
Well, I don't know. What do you think, View?
Healing is good. The ability to protect you or recover in battle is very powerful. I am all for it, but it is your sword. If you can use it, if you want to sell it differently, if you want to maybe see what Dorbanal will give you for it, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Oh
if you
yes,
could-
Torbenol. It's possible he has Tearful Nightshade as well. I don't know. He's got a whole manner of things. You could see what he wants. Sometimes he accepts other strange currencies.
Perhaps we'll do that
Yeah.
first, just in case.
What do you think of this? And I set down on the counter the vial of spice that I got from that one merchant on the docks.
What? What is it?
Well, it is a spice made for cooking. It is very, very strong.
Where did you get it?
I got it back on the mainland, not Kazuin. I forget the name of the mainland right now.
Oh, Necrea.
Maybe. I got it at a Dux. Some very foreign individual was selling it.
That's what it was in Wolfguard that we got it.
Yeah. You are right. He brought it from the south, so far south of here. It is a very strong spice. I would be careful if you want to smell or taste it. It will.
It is
will.
quite potent.
I really
It-
liked it.
Yeah.
I'd take it. I'd take a taste.
Yeah, go for it.
So
Be careful.
she uncorks it and takes a little bit. It says, "Ooh, ooh,
I'll part with 5 nightshade for this.
Yeah, that is a good trade for me.
That is unique. It's so unique. My, I wish I could have an unlimited supply. I could find many uses for this. She kind of tucks it away and shucks you 5 petals.
All right.
And she says,
Yeah.
"I'm very glad to do business with you. If you need anything else, please come back."
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
There's-
Do you have rations here?
I don't really deal in food.
That works. Thank you.
Sure, certainly. Enjoy the bonfire tonight. I'm sure you're going.
I'm sure we will be. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll see you there then. All right, where are you guys heading?
To the blacksmiths.
All right. Now that he was down and that hill that's kind of the center of town with the big tree, you're slightly north of there. So you go back around a little bit further back to the west, closer-ish to where Dorby came into town. And you see the blacksmith open air forge and everything, right? And you hear him hammering away in there, kind of whistling while he works, just. And he's Rillin the blacksmith, as you were informed.
Rillin.
Indeed.
Hello.
Yeah, as you approach, you see a 9-foot tall, big muscly Furbolg in a blacksmith's apron. He's got some sweat on his brow. His skin is sort of a grayish, almost fading to turquoise kind of hue, and he has a reddish brown beard. And he crosses his muscly arms, says, "Good morning. How may I help you all?"
I was curious as to the sort of weapons and armor that you sell, work that you do. What?
Oh, I've got some standard fare. What are you looking for? I have a few swords. I have a couple of spears. Axe. An axe. I got a good axe. Got a good shield. You see those? Now I have a bunch of shields that I made for this prolonged siege with these elves, and it was over in one night. And now I just have a bunch of shields that are basically no good to me. So, do you want those? Do you want some shields? Do you want like 5 shields?
Probably not.
I'm
We
sure
might
no.
be able to
Is
use
there
one or two.
a discount if we buy in bulk?
Yeah, why not?
What do you take for trade if say Mirwin wanted a shield? What do you?
What have you got? Have you got giant beads? I take those.
No, unfortunately, we have.
Hmm.
No one seems to want it, but we have gold.
You could melt it down and make something.
Yeah, that is
Almost-
the only reason I would accept it for fittings. I would not mind gold and silver for fittings. I would take that, perhaps.
I have this sword here. Is this worth anything to you? I hand him the Elf Lord sword.
Takes a look at it and says, "This is good. This is good work." What were you thinking you would want for it? Oh,
I
so
don't know how currency works around here, to be honest.
Well, what
But
what sort of
perhaps-
item are you looking for? Are you looking for a new sword to replace it?
No. I am curious about the beads, though. Maybe we could trade. Maybe you could sell. Maybe you could give me the beads, and then we'll have actual currency.
I do have some. That would be fair. I will give you this. I will give you. I will take the sword, and I will give you quickly comes up with exchange rate in his mind. I will give you 4 strings.
4 strings. And
I should have picked up those strings of beads, man. There's 3, and you just got it for a sword is 4.
does Worth think this is a good trade?
Roll insight.
I rolled a 1.
I mean, you don't know whether it's good or not, but you're gonna absolutely take the deal.
All right, let's do it. Sounds good to me.
He hands you 3 strings of purple and white beads.
4.
4 strings of purple and white beads,
4
and
strings.
accepts the sword in return. Kind of looks at it. Fine work, snow elf make. I like their stuff. They do good. They do good work.
Should
Thank you very much.
hey Warith, should we use our thank you, blacksmith, for all
course.
you done. Warith, should we go back to the encampment that we were at last night and pick up those 3 strings of beads that we left behind? Should we use our day for that?
Well, I mean,
We've literally got nothing else to do, and then we could hunt a little bit and
what if we
Get
get
back
caught? You think the furbolgs would take kindly to us stealing from their dead friends?
we could say that we were off to maybe cart back some of the swords and other stuff that were left behind, and then if the we're saying this outside of the blacksmith shop.
I figured
Under
he kind of waves you off.
And then if
you away.
you know the coast is clear, or you know there's no one really watching, then we could just pocket those, and then you know.
I feel like after we're done here, they'll be useless.
Well, we're going to spend them at Dorbanal's place anyway, so it'll be fine. Yeah.
Let's go.
Save our gold, use the beads.
What if he doesn't want the beads? He's finicky about things.
Then, well, I'm sure he could exchange them for us. Maybe he doesn't want beads, but he's got 4 like goods, but he could exchange. I'm sure he'll take the beads. I'm sure he'll take the beads. I'm sure. Let's go get them. We've got nothing else to do today, and then we've got to be back for the bonfire, and then we can go off into the stupid thing.
Didn't it take us like an entire day to get there?
Yeah. But like, it only took the furbolgs 3 hours or something like that. 4 hours.
I don't know if you've noticed, but our legs are not nearly as long as the furbolg.
But we
We
have
don't know where we're
Mirwin.
going.
No, Mirwin, you know exactly where we are going. We'll just go.
I don't remember that.
Mirwin, you remember everything that happened in the last 30 days. And that
Yes, I believe
happened
I read
13
somewhere
hours ago.
in the books of this Utub, remember?
The Scholar Utu.
Scholar Utub. You have what's called total recall, essentially.
It's up to you.
I
If you
recall
think that
we're
that is a
supposed to
lost
go to
cause,
Jafiras.
we won't do it. Well, you know, Jeff, we could do Jasphere and then go off. Is whatever you'd like to do, but there is free money and things that we could haul back, sell to this dude that we were just at, and like make back. We've got literally nothing else to do today.
Somehow I think this will end badly if we do this.
So
And this is the thief saying that.
as you're walking around past the blacksmith, from the central tree, you see Kenwick walking back down, and he catches sight of you and heads over. He says, "Hey, so I thought I'd let you know they've decided to send the prisoners away. With an escorted guard, they're sending them back up north to the tribes to face their justice."
That makes sense.
The tribes of the other snow elves, or
Aye.
the tribes of... Okay.
Aye, the tribes with the snow elves.
They'll escort them there, inform them of all the details of what's happened, and then leave. And the elves will deal their own justice
Interesting.
based on what crimes they've committed. So the council has decided it will be out of our hands for now. What are you all doing?
We thought that, well, it was my idea, and we haven't really made a decision on it yet, that we would head back to the camp and maybe pick up some of the snow elves' weapons that they left behind, and maybe come back here with them. Use them either to arm the furbolgs or to sell, if we could, to a Dorbanal.
Unless you've already disposed of them. Or if that's a terrible idea.
We haven't really.
You
We're
could come
spinning
with
right
us.
now. We
You
haven't
could come with
figured
us
out
and
what
see
we're
what
doing.
happened.
Listen, I know you're not from around here. Do you know that 5 Firbolg died at that site?
Yeah. We are aware of that.
Perhaps selling the weapons that were used to kill them back to their own people would be in bad taste.
It would be quite unholy to remove things from that site now. Whatever may it be, I would not do it. In fact,
Dope.
I would not allow you to do it.
Well, then today we
Gotcha.
are sitting in the dirt and waiting for something to happen for us until the bonfire. That's what we are doing. Update on our plans. We're doing nothing.
Could go to Jofira.
Yeah, that is what, like 15 minutes of 8-hour day until the party starts tonight.
Well, you find something to do busy yourselves. But if I catch you leaving towards there, I will shoot you.
Point taken. Well understood.
Right.
And I mean that in the kindest way possible.
It is really like you, my friend, have single-handedly changed the way that I look at fearbolgs in like 2 sentences. Thought they were chill and fun and cool, and just got real
He
scary real
seems
quick.
pretty cool to me. Except maybe less chill, just a little more of a bad mamma jamma.
Well, life must be lived as chilly as possible until a line is about to be crossed, and then perhaps it is sometimes time to lay down. Let it be known what the laws are.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Whatever you say.
Anyhow, please enjoy your day and look around, search around town. I'm sure there are things to do.
I am actually frightened of doing anything now.
Go visit.
Quite honestly,
Go visit Thicket.
you have threatened. Yeah,
have
the
I
two.
have I frightened you so?
Well, the 2 things that it seems that we can do, because you have given us express permission, is go see Laura Speaker and go see Thicket, and then party tonight. But even that, I think I'm going to sit on a log on my hands.
Well,
Oh, Bill.
but if you're looking for chill, then Firbolg get no. We are no there is no time we are chiller than at bonfires. It's every Firbolg's favorite thing to do. There'll be dancing, there'll be music, there'll be revelries.
I am an expert in reveling.
Immense long tables, banquet tables full of food. You'll love it. Food and drink.
In his mind, War thinks, I wonder what Firbolg women are like.
I
So
would
what
like to sneak out of the town. No, I'm just kidding.
I am not following him.
Mirwin, I need your keen mind. Come with me.
Of course, you can do whatever you like.
What did you say, Nick?
Of
He's
course,
trying
you
to
can
skip
do. You
time.
can do whatever you like.
Oh, okay.
I'm not limiting you still.
Oh, I mean,
but the
there's no
Firbolgs
reason
would.
for us to not bum around town. I'm kind of curious about things, but whatever you want to do, Nicholas.
Are you guys gonna head back and see Jofira?
Oh yes, we need to go see Jofira, and then we literally have nothing else.
Until the
But to
to do.
bonfire.
explore this magnificent world.
Yes. That no one knows about except us.
Oh, you're
And
so
don't.
grumpy, Sadie. Oh, she's with one paw she's pushing me away. At the other paw she's clawing at me, trying to pull me closer so she can bite me.
Okay,
so
so you
grumpy.
you head back and arrive back in Jofira's home, and you see Brecken in there with her. They're both poring over these books, and she says, "Oh, you pretend.
Yeah.
Then, are you going to head out and seek the vault?"
Tomorrow.
Apparently, we have to wait until after some bonfire.
Bonfire.
Oh, the bonfire is tonight. It will be lovely, I'm sure. And you've heard that Dorbinal is in town.
Yeah.
Yes, we met
Yeah.
him.
Oh, I think you'd be interested to speak with him.
Well, we tried to see what he had, and he said he would like to sell tonight after the bonfire or whatever. So that is primarily the reason why we are not going down today. We are going to wait until after we see what Dorbinal has.
Fair. How are you feeling about that key?
Reach into my bag and pull it out, and it's like, well, it's heavy and it's spherical and it's got notches in it, and put it back.
And
in
it's
my
going to
bag.
corrupt you, Bew.
No, it's not made out of phase steel. It is just out of mundane metal. Yeah, that's what I got off of it. I'd like to I think I already read it once or looked at it, but
I think you already made an Arcana check, didn't you?
think I think I looked at it once and I got the idea that it wasn't phase steel.
Yeah, you made an Arcana check.
It wasn't phase steel, right?
From your Arcana check, you couldn't tell if it was what it was.
So as far as we're concerned, it isn't.
Yeah, it isn't according to me. Kenwick was his name. I need to do some notes.
Yeah. So yes, we're at Jofira's now.
I know, but the other foreboding.
I know. I'm confirming. We were talking to. Okay. Jofira, what can you tell me about that pin?
The pin, the one that there was a depiction of.
Yes.
That we'll have to wait, as we need to translate it first.
Of course.
Of course.
Well, that is what you asked me. That's what you asked me to do, to
Yes.
translate. And Brecken and I will be hard at work whilst you're gone. And I'm certain that by the time you get back, we will have concrete answers for you.
What sort of things can we expect on the way to this Vault of Ages and inside the Vault of Ages?
She doesn't know.
Now, I want you to understand that in all of the years of my life, I have never seen 3 Outlanders venture alone into our wilderness. 4 Outlanders. What? No, I mean, no 3.
There will be
Brecken is
3.
staying here with me. I've never seen or certainly allowed 3 Outlanders to venture forth into our lands unaccompanied by any of our kind. Understand that means a few things. That means, one, that you do not have the protection of our rangers and scouts. The flora, the fauna, well, for that matter, the flora know not your scent. They know not your intent. They have not seen you here for centuries. So that could be a danger. Additionally, I'll warn you that you must not desecrate anything that you see or find hereabouts in our lands. I understand that Kenwick and Thicket have made you aware of our customs and laws regarding the sanctity of bones and such.
They did.
Very good. We take from the land and we give to the land. So as long as you know that,
So if we were to kill game along the way or defend ourselves from a beast, we would need to be sure to bury the bones.
that is correct.
All right. So hunting or
shovel.
defending is fine as long as we follow the rules.
If you have hunger, you may hunt a deer. You must bury its bones. If you are attacked by a creature, you must bury its bones once you kill it, if indeed you do.
Right. Okay.
We'll need to find a shovel.
Wonder if the blacksmith has any.
Maybe,
Probably fashion one of those shields into a shovel.
or maybe we can get one from Thicket, or we can not have to spend.
So you believe that the Vault of Ages is going to be something of an underground cavern that is going to have flora and fauna down in it, and less of maybe a
We have to get
uh,
to the vault
The
first.
the vault now it is, yes, certainly it is an underground place of some sort. I have never ventured near to it myself. I knew in my younger days one or two who did, and we never saw them again.
Hmm.
It is an ancient place, we know that. It was not constructed by the Firbolg, we know that. Therefore, what it is and its true nature we know not. But as I told you, as Brechen and I discovered, there is a shard within.
Hmm. How long have the Furble been living in this area? When did they first settle the area with it?
In the Sacred Valley, we have lived here since long before the breaking. Perhaps we have lived here 6,000 years.
And the vault is older than that.
It is. Our recorded histories, our reliable modern histories, go back before the breaking, but perhaps only a millennia. Before that, we have many collections of tales and legends about our own folk, but from those we've calculated the around when our people came to settle in this land, and there are tales of that vault from the very beginning.
Hmm. One other thing that kind of concerns me. If we were to remove the shard, which is the plan, what if that is somehow keeping this oasis stable? What if that's connected somehow? Unless you already know how and why this is here.
There are many thermal vents about. I know that. They originate from deep within Sirius. And it has been that way, at least from the beginning of our recorded histories, and even within our legends. This place has never seen snow. And our scouts and our rangers know where the hot springs are and know where the steam comes from that keeps the land so temperate and verdant. And I would say that though that is a valid concern and a good question, it does not worry me.
Well then,
What do you think that the zealot was talking about when he said that the final winter was coming? How this land that you are in was unnatural, and he and the gods were going to bring about a winter here. Do you think that that would be a personal attack? Do you think that he had some basis? Do you think that logically anything could happen here? Is that a threat? Or is that just some mumbo jumbo that some zealot was talking about?
Ramblings of a madman is what I think. If there was any true danger to us, would the elves not bring it to us peacefully? We've only had a relationship with them for centuries, always peaceful. Information shared freely. For that to change now, if they had received some dire warning for our future, for some eternal winter, then I believe that they would have brought it peacefully.
Do you, will you indulge me in a quick logic puzzle related to this?
Of course.
If what he spoke was true, what would need to happen? What would bring about a final winter? And is there anything that we could do to help prevent it? Or is it completely illogical?
Well, if we're talking a completely practical standpoint, to bring about winter here, well, all of the sources, all of our thermal vents would need to be destroyed somehow, and I know not how to do that. They would need to be physically collapsed from deep within the earth and deep within the ground, and I know not how that would be accomplished. There are many of them, and scattered all about our lands. It would have to be quite an invasion force that would accomplish that. Else, the only other thing I could think of would be done by by a particularly powerful wielder of essence, which obviously this charlatan was not.
True.
Well, he did use some foul powers on Dwarth and I, but it was fairly tame. I was able to shake the feeling pretty quickly.
Well then, if he could not charm a single person, how could he destroy all of our thermal vents?
Dwarth,
Not necessarily. I should have rolled again, so we don't know.
So that's
Well,
my take. That is my take on it.
we do appreciate all that you've done for us. We are going to go now and twiddle our thumbs until this evening.
And find a shovel.
So it's approaching noon, a little bit past noon, and you guys are. Do you go to look for a shovel,
I am going to go look for a shovel, indeed.
or will you look for that blacksmith?
First, I'm going to go to...
See if we can borrow one.
Yeah. See if we
To
can
what?
borrow the thicket, see if I can borrow a shovel.
Oh yeah, yeah. To find thicket. Where do you go?
Well,
To
Worth
his
finds
house.
thicket. Bew is going to just kind of like wander off behind a tree somewhere and use the bathroom.
Okay.